This is a summary compiled by ChatGPT of the book God's Bankers by Gerald Posner. God's Bankers is a gripping expose of the Vatican's secret and often scandal-ridden financial dealings over the past century. Gerald Posner meticulously traces how the Catholic Church, particularly the Vatican, amassed and managed its enormous wealth, blending religion, politics, and global finance in a way few institutions can. The story begins in the early 20th century as the Vatican, historically dependent on donations and land holdings, begins modernizing its finances. After the 1929 Lateran Treaty, Italy pays the Vatican millions in compensation for lost papal states. The windfall becomes the foundation for a sprawling financial empire. Officially the Institute for the Works of Religion, the Vatican Bank was created to manage church assets. It quickly became a hub for secretive and unregulated transactions, shielded from public scrutiny by the Vatican's sovereign status. Posner uncovers how the Church, while publicly neutral, privately turned a blind eye to atrocities and in some cases profited from Nazi-linked funds. The Vatican accepted money and valuables, some looted from fascist allies, especially the Stasi regime in Croatia. In the Cold War era, the Vatican collaborated with Western intelligence agencies and banks to fight communism and funneled money through a political ally, often with little oversight. One of the book's most shocking chapters involves Roberto Calvi, nicknamed God's Banker due to his ties to the Vatican. As head of the Banco Ambrosino, Calvi was involved in massive embezzlement and money laundering. In 1982, he was found hanged under London's Blackfriars Bridge, originally deemed a suicide, later suspected to be a murder involving the Mafia and Masonic lodges. While spiritually admired, John Paul oversaw a Vatican that continued questionable practices. He prioritized funding anti-communist movements, but ignored mounting financial mismanagement and corruption. The book closes with more recent popes, Benedict and Francis, grappling with the legacy of scandal. Benedict began reforms, but resigned amid internal resistance. Francis pushed further, advocating transparency, but entrenched interest remained a major obstacle. God's Bankers is not just a history of financial intrigue. It's an indictment of systemic secrecy, moral hypocrisy, and the Church's entanglement with power. Posner's investigative rigor unveils a world where spiritual mission was often compromised by greed, political alliances, and organized crime. It's a chilling reminder that behind the holy walls of the Vatican lies a worldly institution, fallible, flawed, and deeply human.